Good morning everyone. In this video I'm going to analyze the live price action for EU and DXY to see what opportunities there may be today. You're going to see my strategy and my analysis, so if you're interested in those then please stick around. Right, so here we are on the daily, starting off here. What's the daily showing us? Yesterday clearly closed out as this bearish engulfing. Now if you watch my previous videos, I've been waiting for price to finally shake out of this mess here, this consolidation which now looks to have been a form of resistance, right, where we swept that previous high. Okay, price finally shook out after taking enough buy side liquidity, and we've broken down, bearish engulfing day, closed below previous weekly low and some old lows. Now we've come down to our first point here, our first POI on EU anyway, filled this imbalance completely into, I guess, this order block here. So just from looking at the daily, we do have some possible support. However, it may just be some sort of temporary pullback, right? On the lower time frame, this would be quite a large bearish leg. We'll see that more clearly on the lower time frame, but we've broken out. Price has now expanded to the downside. We'll see what happens around this area with all this sell side liquidity taken below these previous lows as well. Now we have more imbalances, and this most obvious one, like I said before, in the discount with this order block with clear imbalance. So maybe price will go there in the future. It is NFP week as well, obviously, so news may move price quite a lot on Thursday and Friday. We'll see. If we look at inverse DXY, same deal. We swept that sell side liquidity, right? We've been bullish. Yesterday was a bullish engulfing candle, right? 2 bullish days in a row, and there's no clear POIs. Obviously we've taken buy side liquidity though, so of course the same result may be some kind of pullback, but again we have above these highs some imbalance and buy side liquidity as well, possibly prices to aim for if we're going to continue this bullish move and this bearish move here on EU. Now so far today price hasn't done much, as you can see, especially after a big move like yesterday, I guess. So we'll see how that shakes out, but previous daily low, previous daily highs still intact for buy side and sell side liquidity targets. So anyway, let's go down to the 4 hour and see what that shows us. So now here onto the 4 hour, the most obvious thing is we can see we have a clear 4 hour bearish leg, right? From this high here where that SMC divergence occurred to break down and create this lower low below all of these lows here. That low has filled our first imbalance here on the 4 hour. There is another smaller imbalance below. Price may or may not visit that anytime soon, but we'll see. So one imbalance filled, one fair value gap as a first POI, which may show as support, right? May cause price to pull back to any number of our imbalances above that we left behind with that bearish momentum. Now, if I just draw this out, just so it's clear where the discount and premium are, if we're using this leg from this high to this low on the 4 hour, this is our discount, this is our premium. So we do have an order block just here within the premium as our first premium POI. We may also see some resistance around these areas, right? There's nothing stopping price from continuing down a lot earlier. But here's our first premium POI, and then we have another one above with that imbalance and order block behind it, right? So let's summarize some points and some confluences here. As we know, bearish leg, we're in a discount. We filled a 4 hour fair value gap. Obviously we've taken plenty of sell side liquidity. We liquidated this whole trend line, right? We have imbalances above to draw price. And also if we look at our inverse DXY, we've created a new bullish 4 hour leg pretty much here. We've swept the previous weekly high buy side liquidity as well. So these factors may cause price to pull back, maybe to seek out a discount POI such as this order block here or any number of these imbalances. Okay, we also have SMC divergence, which obviously keeps occurring from here to here where we've made that lower low and DXY has made a lower high, giving us an early signal possibly of bearish DXY, right? Maybe just for a pullback, but that is an early signal there. So my bias from the 4 hour is immediately leading to some bullish pullbacks. Okay, obviously we rely on the lower time frames to confirm that. So that's everything for the 4 hour. Hope that was clear. Any questions, just let me know in the comments. So let's go down to the 1 hour and see what that shows us. So here on the 1 hour, it's pretty much the same thing. The leg even looks the same. Obviously we have this pause in the middle, which is the overnight price action, right? So I wouldn't necessarily call this a new leg from this high to this low, but we did, as you can see here, just about sweep some internal buy side liquidity, mitigating even a 1 hour order block, and then break down further from there. So it's whatever suits you and how you read price, of course, that you can also read this as maybe an internal mini leg, right? So either way, you're still in the discount here, and this sort of area here where this POI is comes into the premium, right? So that's where our first clear imbalance is on the 1 hour, right? And you can reassess obviously for the resistance within this area to see if price will continue from here or reach up higher to maybe this order block left behind, or up here for this imbalance with order block as well. So you can read these legs however you want. Either way, possible resistance around here in a premium. The same confluences apply, right? We can see here that there's no new structure just yet. There's no confirmation of a pullback just yet. It is very much similar to the 4 hour, which you would expect after such a bearish engulfing day. And if we zoom out, that same 4 hour fair value gap has a 1 hour imbalance, right? So we are waiting, right, for that bias, right? Because my bias is leaning towards a bullish pullback. We're waiting for that switch in structure, especially on a lower time frame, M15, right, to confirm we are going to pull back to maybe one of these premium areas here. DXY looks the same as well, so there's nothing really new to explain here on the 1 hour. If we read into it now, of course, price hasn't moved much yet in London, but just from being up here, I would like to see some liquidity sweep before that break. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go down to the M15 and see what an opportunity for today may look like. So here we are, M15. Now what I would say is we're yet to form any price action for my bullish bias, or narrative should I say, because at the moment we've still made this lower high. We had our overnight sort of range, right? We've broken down again towards the end of Asia, so we created a lower low internally here. We've pulled back. So far we're respecting this order block, and price may be breaking down from here. I'm fine with that because I would like some sell side liquidity taken to sponsor the move upwards, because that's how I prefer my legs to look: sweep of liquidity and a break, right? So again, order flow has not switched yet. We're still heading downwards. Yes, of course, someone on some time frame may be able to trade this downwards, but that's not what I'm looking at the moment. So what I want to see preferably is price to make its way down, however it wants to do that. It might be corrective like this or not. Sweep this low preferably, right? So Asia lows giving us that cycle bias to head up to the other side, or previous daily low, which is obviously a better site for liquidity. Okay, so either one of these is fine. I'll go with this example first, and then we have a nice strong break above our structure, maybe above this structure if it doesn't make this corrective price action, and then we could get possibly a corrective pullback back down to the order block left behind with imbalance from the momentum to trade up towards our premium. Let's populate this. How would that look? We'd have sell side liquidity internally swept here. We'd have a break of structure that would happen also on the M15 around here, or again up here. Then we could have a possible corrective pullback, corrective wire, because it would leave inducement above our order block, inducement being that sell side liquidity to be swept, mitigated, whatever word you want to use, on the way to our order block, where we would set our order, stop loss just below the lows to target wherever the strategy targets. Mine would be 3%. So this is what my strategy is. This is what my strategy would look like, right? With my higher time frame narrative, SMC divergence, fair value gap filled, we're creating some sort of support, but then I would wait for possibly sell side liquidity to be swept today, right? And then momentum break above. Right now we have no momentum in the market. Break above this high or this high, right? If it forms another high on the way down, leaving behind our M15 or M5 order block with imbalance to then mitigate this inducement and trade long towards that premium. At the same time, what I would like to see on DXY is the same. DXY to either take out this high or this previous daily high and break down, right? Taking out this highs here for buy side liquidity. There's a nice nearly equals target there, right? Taking out these highs for buy side liquidity, taking out these lows here for sell side liquidity towards its discount. So that's what we need it to look like. As I said before, it could be like this, and this could be lower down as well, below here. So it could form in that way as well. So we've got to be patient for that break of structure so that it looks like price wants to head higher towards our premium draws on price. That is my main thing I'll be looking for today. For any sort of bearish sells from this area, I don't see it at the moment. I'd want those sells to come from up here within a premium in a higher time frame POI and wait for that breakdown. So I hope that was clear. I hope you gained value from that. Any questions, let me know in the comments. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon.